I don't know about you, but breakfast is actually the easiest meal for my husband and I to align on, and we keep it 100% vegan. When I first met my husband, he wasn't exactly the poster child for healthy eating. His go-to snacks were Doritos and chocolate milk. So you can imagine how different our food worlds were back then. I was already into nutrition, but not nearly as deeply as I am now. Over time, though, our journey started to align. One of the biggest turning points, we watched the Game Changers documentary one night and boom, we became vegan overnight. I've stayed pretty strict with it. I even started playing around with the frugivore diet, so I did a few videos on that. I'll link to one here if you want to watch that next. My husband's a little bit more flexible, but breakfast is the easy one for us. Now here's the thing. I know a lot of advice out there, or like extreme health influencers say you need to find someone who eats exactly the same way as you do to make it work, or they feel that way and they're projecting that. But honestly, that's not our story, and it doesn't have to be yours either. That's why I started this Healthy Couple Habits series, to show you how two people with different health philosophies can still thrive together. Hey gorgeous, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Mireille Nicole, and I share all things relationships, healthy eating, non-toxic living. I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe. In fairness to my husband, back in the day, he did cook oatmeal from scratch in the morning. So that really impressed me. There was at least a glimmer of hope even back then. These days, we rotate between two vegan breakfast staples: breakfast bowls and galettes, aka buckwheat crepes. They're simple, nourishing, and versatile enough that we both love them. And they're super filling and filled with protein. First up, the breakfast bowl. This is really my go-to. And honestly, it's so adaptable and flexible and fun to make. Like, anyone can do this and customize it. The base can be either steel-cut oats, soaked buckwheat groats, granola, or chia pudding, depending on whatever we're in the mood for, or what's prepped in the fridge, or whatever's easiest. But today I'm making the buckwheat groats version. So I usually top this with seasonal fruits, berries in the summers, apples, pears, whatever in the fall, whatever is in season. And by the way, I forgot to mention that I do soak the buckwheat groats for 24 hours beforehand in the fridge. Then I'll add hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, cacao nibs, maybe sprinkle some bee pollen or beetroot powder. And we might also drizzle either hemp milk or cashew cream. My husband usually likes his a little bit simpler. He'll go maybe for sliced bananas, cacao nibs, maybe some nut milk and a few nuts poured on top, but I've been making them a bit more adventurous for him, and he's actually been eating them. But even if we do different styles with our bowls, it's still the same base, and that's what makes this habit so sustainable for us as a couple. Now, the galettes. I grew up on these as a French Canadian. They have cultural meaning for me, and all I do is super simple. I mix 1 cup of buckwheat flour with 1 cup and 3/3 of water, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. That's it. I let the batter just sit for 10 minutes, and then I cook them on a flat cast iron skillet. And that's where the art comes in, of trying to not burn them and getting the perfect temperature. You might have to play around with this a little bit, but I generally use medium heat, and I let the cast iron pan warm up first. Or skillet. Is it a pan? Skillet? No, it's more of a, I don't know, this. I'm not diving into beverages today in this quick video, but just so you know, we'll often add a smoothie or even a glass of fresh watermelon juice, essentially just watermelon that I've blended in my Vitamix. It's refreshing, it's hydrating, and it keeps us energized through the morning. Now, this might sound like a lot of food, but we're actually very active individuals. We mountain bike usually 3 times per week, sometimes more. We work out, we just move around and do stuff a lot. And sometimes we'll stretch it out over the morning. Now, I want to know from you, do you and your partner eat the same thing for breakfast, or do you go your separate ways? Or does your morning ritual include fasting maybe? My husband was doing that for a while. Let me know in the comments. I love hearing the different dynamics in your kitchens. So today we covered 2 of our go-to vegan breakfasts as part of the Healthy Couple Habits series: nourishing bowls and versatile galettes. I didn't even talk about all the different ways that you could add things to them. That'll be another video maybe in the future. Now, if you're curious about how we even got here in the first place, you'll want to watch this video right here about how my husband and I went vegan pretty much overnight after watching the Game Changers documentary. It's a cool story. Thanks for being here. And remember, your partner doesn't have to eat exactly like you to be on the same page about health. Small shared habits do add up.